What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be speaking about having your Sun conjuncting your partner's South Node in Synastry. This aspect between two people can make for a very beautiful connection to share between the Sun person and the South Node person. It can feel like they are very connected very early on, and also feel like there's a sense of being very safe with each other or feeling very comfortable with each other very quickly. With the South Node and the Sun person, there's the sense of familiarity that they can feel, and this connection can be one that goes really deep. It can even be an indicator of a karmic connection. What with the South Node showing past life energy and the Sun really highlighting that between the two of them. Since the Sun represents the ego, the identity or essence in your sense of self, and the past experiences and the past life is represented by the South Node. These two coming together and in an aspect like a conjunction can make for a very intense energy, can also be a very powerful connection to share with somebody. It also is one that goes very deep, and hence it's a karmic connection or karmic bond between the two partners that is felt or experienced. And it can be so strong, they can feel this natural pull towards each other, and they can feel very attracted towards each other because of that familiarity and that sense of comfort that this aspect brings to their relationship. They can feel that sense of familiarity as if they have known each other in past lifetimes. Most likely the challenges that are going to be experienced here are going to be things like falling into old patterns or having a hard time leaving a comfort zone and feeling like their relationship is not necessarily challenging them as far as on an individual level, and together they can really have a lot of understanding between each other as far as where they're coming from. But this relationship may also challenge that sense of being in a comfort zone and pushing past their past experiences and their comfort zones for the sake of growth and transformation. With this Synastry, it can also show a sense of stagnation if they're not working on being able to consciously work through old patterns or old ways of behaving and handling things and looking at things. But with the Synastry, there's a sense of just understanding each other and where they're coming from. You can have this feeling of having this unspoken understanding between each other. And the Sun person can really feel really drawn to the South Node person, and they can feel a lot of admiration for the South Node person. And it's this strong sense of feeling very familiar with the South Node person. They could even feel like they've known them before, or they just recognize them and feel very familiar with them. And with the Synastry, you can show that feeling of deja vu, especially for the Sun person when it comes to the South Node person. You can feel the strong sense of having had known them before, or they can feel very connected or like they resonate with the South Node person's past in a very strong way. And it's certainly an indicator of a past life link between the South Node person and the Sun person. And there can be a lot of synchronicities, and it can feel like almost like it's destiny. They can notice that there are a lot of synchronicities, or it feels like it's going to be a significant relationship when it comes to them feeling like it's meant to be. There's destiny involved in their relationship. Also, the South Node person and the Sun person can feel very comfortable in each other's presence, but there's also this deep sense of acceptance between the two of them, and that feeling can be very deep rooted and feel very strong. For the Sun person, when it comes to how they feel about the South Node person, they may feel this feeling of having a huge responsibility or feeling as though it's a huge weight that's on them to have to help the South Node person, especially when it comes to getting through or working through any past experiences that they may have experienced, or any past patterns or any karma that the South Node person might be dealing with. The Sun person is able to see how it's affecting the South Node person. And they may feel like like they can help the South Node person in being able to deal with and work through any of those kind of things. And it's really coming from a place of deep care, and also this sense that their relationship with the South Node person is one that's very special. It goes beyond, it's deeper than a surface level kind of care and affection that they feel towards the South Node person. But at the same time, for the South Node person, they may feel a little bit more pressure when it comes to this relationship with the Sun person, because for the South Node person, they may feel like they are being forced to confront any of those past issues, or even the way in which the past is affecting them as far as the way they're behaving, and also the past patterns that they are repeatedly leaning on or defaulting to in this relationship. The Sun person can have a way of being able to shine a light on those things, and it can put the South Node person in a position where they have to confront them. And in the presence of the Sun person, the South Node person has to see it and has to really kind of confront it. The South Node person can have a huge respect or admiration for the Sun person, especially because of how the Sun person can come across as very confident to the South Node person, and they could have a lot of admiration and attraction towards the more confidence that's in the Sun person. And they could even seek the Sun person's validation and have a lot of respect for the Sun person in that regard. They can also feel very understood, seen, and even accepted by the Sun person, which is why they can feel very deeply connected to the Sun person. And in this relationship, the South Node person can look at the Sun person for direction, or want to follow the Sun person's lead, or want their validation, really, all while having this very deep appreciation and admiration for the Sun person. And when it comes to the easier, more positive sides of having this aspect with somebody, it's definitely in how they can feel very connected very early on and have the sense of comfort and feeling very secure with each other, and having this mutual acceptance and understanding of where they're coming from more easily. And that feeling of having had known each other for a long time, even when at first they meet. And the synastry is generally pretty supportive between the two partners. They have a very karmic connection between each other with the South Node and the Sun person. And their connection goes quite deep. It can be one that can indicate that they could have known each other from a past life. They could have gone through things or lived through life lessons in a past life together. This being a deep karmic connection between two people, it also shows that it's got a very spiritual element to the relationship and the connection that they have. Their growth is going to also be very much spiritual kind of growth for the both of them. The growth that they go through together, or any growth that they are working towards when it comes to being able to consciously work past any comfort zone, or being able to work past their past patternings, is going to be also felt on a spiritual level. This relationship is going to be one that does show spiritual growth and evolution and transformation. And their growth can be also one that's for a higher purpose. There's a feeling of destiny because of the South Node and the conjunction with the Sun here. However, when it comes to the more challenging side of having this synastry aspect with someone, it is in how the past can kind of be emphasized in this relationship, and past issues can affect the relationship in some way. It could even be seen through the way in which they behave or the way in which they handle things, and they could be a past issue that affects the relationship and becomes an issue with the synastry, and that can affect them as far as being able to grow or to progress with this relationship, and they can feel like they're kind of stuck when it comes to issues pertaining to the past that may have gone unresolved or that may be ignored and need to be addressed at some point to avoid it burdening the relationship or even each of the partners when it comes to dealing with each other. Well, that does it for this video on having your Sun conjuncting your partner's South Node in synastry, and my take on how that will affect a relationship or what that will look like in a relationship. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to this channel for more videos, and stay tuned. That is where I love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.